Smile, Denali. Denali's doing smile. Hey guys, Kathy Kennedy, Cruise Planners. It is Tuesday, is it not? February the 15th. Like, where did the year go? Where was January? I have no clue. And this is Denali. Say hey, Denali. This is Denali's birthday month. And it was also Valentine's yesterday. Did you guys have a good Valentine? So, guys, do me a favor as you come on. If you would just, I don't know, we're a little early here. This is kind of the pre-show type thing going on here. So, when you come on, if you're on Facebook or depending on what device that you're on, right below is a place for you to put your name. You getting down? Let's put your name, or over to the side, put your name. Say, hey, how you doing? Just to let me know that you're there. Then we'll get started, in about 5 minutes or so. So, I don't know, but this is 2022. And it's like, you leaving now? Are you going to leave me? You know what he really wants? Okay. There happens to be something right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Ta-da! And this is what he's keeping his eye on. All right. So is that what you want? I'm going to set it right there. Right there until everybody comes on. And then that's my treat to tell you to go find something. So today I kind of going to run through what's going on in travel. Believe it or not, things are, for now turning around. And kind of let you know what things are going on in the rest of the country, plus what's going on with cruising, what's happening with us this next week, this week, Thursday. Very, very good week. We've got Viking coming in. So we're going to kind of go through what those offerings are going to be. If you guys hopefully will come out to see us in the press room. I know January, geez, everybody kind of had the bug, whether it was COVID or whether it was a flu bug or a cold bug or something. So this week is supposed to, even though this morning it was like, I think it was 20 degrees outside. Denali liked it. He likes it when it's really cold. Don't you? Come here. All right. What have I got? Oh, okay. All right. Say hey to everybody. Okay. He said, Mama, that's torture. This is torture. Well, you got to hang out until at least 3 more minutes. So anyway, I think he's going to go. Actually, those are those ones that are supposed to be good for his teeth. So we're not spoiling him too much. But yeah, he is spoiled. He's going to be 2 years old this month. And we hope to have a big birthday party for him, and also to see some of my friends, and you guys are all invited out to come see us. So what is going on in travel? There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and whatever's going on in the world sometimes has the effect with what's going on with travel. And of course, all of us have got our eyes and our hearts and our ears and everything on Russia and Ukraine, and hopefully that's going to come out to be kind of peaceful. So he's going to enjoy that chew right behind us. Do you guys see that over there? So he's chilling right there, which he never chills right there. So that's kind of strange. But yeah, it's been a cold winter. I'm kind of ready for the spring to get here. I'm ready to get outside, which is not going to happen at 21 degrees. Although Thursday, which is when we're supposed to have our event, supposed to be up to 69 degrees. So that I cannot wait for. I don't know what 69 feels like anymore. Well, it was 2 weeks ago. I was on a cruise ship. No, 2 months ago. Well, the 1st of January, a month ago. Can't keep time. So about a month or so ago, and it was wonderful. It was nice to feel warmth and sun, and of course, it looks beautiful out there today. It's just a wee bit chilly on the chilly side. So we're just going to start here in just a couple of minutes. Again, my name's Kathy Kennedy. I am Cruise Planners. Hello, Mr. Mike Smith. How are you today? Looking forward to Thursday. Yay. I hope to see you guys on Thursday. I'm going to give you kind of a sneak peek as to what's going on. Something just printed on my printer. Oh, isn't that wild? I think there's a ghost in the house. Oh, that's wild. You guys ever had that happen that you're not printed anything and there's nobody else in the office with you and the printer just starts printing? That gets a little scary. So, I don't know. So let's get started here a little bit. As you can see, I've got, again, a PowerPoint. It's 2:00. So again, as you guys come on board, just let me know you're there. I know some of you guys go back and watch this a little bit later on. So I want to get started and hopefully not skip anything. So this is Travel Talk Tuesday. And we're just going to go a little bit of a travel update. So let me tell you, this was kind of news. It was the end of last week and into this week. And I am going to try and go small and give you something a little bit bigger to look at. There you go. So travelers look past the pandemic. And I think this is kind of like if you're reading a book and you get to a point where you've got that climax and it's like, boom, this is great. And then everything starts to trail off to a very happy ending. Then that's where I think we are right now. And this actually came out into the news that people are starting to shift from that pandemic into what is known as an endemic. And I know that a lot of people have had COVID or they've been sick or it's winter, the flu. Actually, I did hear someone today said they had the flu. So it's just best to keep those protocols out, but at least we can walk away from that pandemic era and hopefully into an endemic. Now, if you don't know what an endemic is, it's kind of like an isolated situation. For example, like you could have a flu breakout. So if you have a flu breakout somewhere, doesn't mean like the whole world there's an issue and everything shuts down. It's just that, maybe a school is shut down for a while or something in order to get that particular situation a little bit more under control. And it's easier to be under control. So isn't this nice to actually say, hey, we are now going from a pandemic to an endemic? Next thing is, and I've got some notes here I want to go about in this one. This one is the European nations and other countries start to relax their travel restrictions. Now, what does that mean to everybody? Well, first off, when you go to travel now, and I know several of you have already, for example, Lois, when you were with me on the cruise, we had to have the COVID test before we got on board. And Art, when you and I traveled to, where do we go? DR. When we went to the DR, there's an immigration form where you get a QR code and all that stuff that you have to fill out. When I was over in Europe, I had to fill out something to get into Paris, et cetera, et cetera. So all of those country by country have different things that they want you to fill out and what they're wanting to track in order for you to come visit the country. The problem with that is Margaritaville, Capcana. Thanks, Art. So the thing with that is everybody's doing something different. So I am really hoping, and this says that Greece and Portugal are set to join France and some other European nations to start to relax the COVID-19 restrictions, of course, as the number of positive cases tend to drop down. They are, now when I'm speaking in this mode, it's more about vaccinated travelers. So they're talking about totally changing all protocol for vaccinated. Honestly, if you're not vaccinated, I wouldn't be traveling right now, not at the way still there's the spread of anything and everything out there right now. So we're talking about vaccinated. There is talk, and I don't think I put it down here, but there is talk of something called an EU Green Pass. And if the EU, which is Europe, if Europe will all the European countries agree to this, then it's just one set of information that you need to collect digitally. Glad I got that out, digitally. And so it'd be just like you would have your passport, you'd have your digital green pass, and that's it. And it would work in all countries versus every country coming up with something different, new that you need to do to visit. So traveling right now is wonderful, especially for those that haven't traveled since the pandemic. Heaven forbid, you are really pent up, but it is a bit more challenging to do that. All right. Next one, what do I have? Hello, Denali. Denali's back. CDC is not ready to lift testing protocol for international travel. Now, I don't know if you guys heard this, but actually it was Art. We were down in Capcana when all this got shifted and changed over. That Biden came back and said within 24 hours of any international travelers back into the U.S., Denali wants to be a part of the show now, that you had to have a 24-hour antigen COVID-19 test. So the CDC is actually trying to get that, or they've gone to the CDC to try and get that lifted. And the companies that are doing that is Asta and CLIA. So they're actually trying to, I don't know if it's just them. Oh my gosh, this dog is so heavy. Get out. All right, Danelle, you're going to have to move, kiddo. Very well behaved dog. Can you tell? I say move. No, he doesn't. So anyway, this is in hopes. The reason why I say when it's in print like that, hopefully they'll do away with having to have that test to come back into the country. Now, this was out there. I don't know if you guys heard this either, but Hawaii at one point was considering doing the booster as it being the fully vaccinated situation. But for right now, they are not doing that. So if you did hear in order to get to Hawaii that you had to be boosted, that currently is not the issue. Now, that's what's happening. That is kind of what's happening in some of the cruise industries like Viking for right now. Hopefully I'll get to see many of you guys on Thursday at the Viking show. Is requiring that you have vaccinations and a booster. And why is that? Well, it's because a lot of the countries that they're now sailing to, you actually have to have the booster to get into Spain and I think into France. So slowly the countries are starting to do that. But for right now, Hawaii has said, no, they're not going to do it. I had to put this one up there. I just had to. American Airlines is bringing back hot meals. Now, I don't know about you guys, but those pretzels and that, I don't know. I think I got peanuts one time. But I mean, these are for the really long flights too. So this is kind of a sign again that things are starting to come back to, they're not going to go normal, back to some type of new normal for lack of a beaten phrase or quote for a while. So good sign though there. Now, Australia details travel requirements for reopening February 21st. Now, let me tell you how quickly this news changes and drives us absolutely nuts. This was last February 9th. What was like last week? Yesterday, it's been moved to April 17th. So Australia is getting ready to reopen. For you guys that are on the trip with me in January of 2023, that sounds like as long as they can get it open by then, I'll be happy. But as of right now, they are positioning to get reopened. Portugal updates on COVID-19 measures. I think this is where I was just going to kind of interject that a lot of the countries are trying to get together to get the update so that there's one digital pass that we all need in order to go to Portugal. So Portugal is on my travel radar for March of next year. And hopefully you guys that come out on Thursday, I hope I get to see you guys on Thursday. I'm already signed for this one. I'm going to Portugal that I have heard so many amazing, unbelievable things about. And this is with Viking. It's a land and river cruise. So I can't wait to get to Portugal. But anyway, they're updating their COVID vaccine update as well. And mask updates now for Royal Caribbean. So Royal Caribbean, it's Celebrity. It'll be Azamara. It'll be everyone in that group. And this is kind of where they were. And then Omicron came in. And it's like, then you had to be masked for everything. So, you know, everybody asked me, I want to get on a cruise, but I don't want to wear a mask the whole time. Well, first off, you do have to be vaccinated. I mean, that is totally a part of our verbiage now. So you do need to be vaccinated. And I'm going to read this straight from here. Is that Royal Caribbean has made changes saying that venues designated for vaccinated guests only. Now, for those of you who haven't sailed during this, there are vaccinated only areas, which is 90% of the ship, I think, such as bars, lounges, restaurants, shows, and the casino. You no longer need to wear a mask. And of course, you didn't need to wear the mask outside. So what does that come down to? Well, if I'm not in a bar and I'm not in a lounge and I'm not in a restaurant or I'm not at a show, I'm probably in my room and I'm not going to wear a mask. So it really comes down to you're probably going to wear a mask going and coming from different areas. But other than that, they've dropped them. So that's, again, another really, really good sign. Okay, so here we go as to what's going to be happening February the 17th. I think that's kind of all of the travel news. You know, right now, whenever I turn on the television and national news, and the first thing I don't hear is COVID or Omicron or Delta V, I'm excited. Unfortunately, right now it's about, you know, Russia and Ukraine and missiles and all that stuff. So they got to always find the bad things, but at least it looks like we are turning the corner when it comes to travel. You just want to be careful where you're traveling to. So this is going to be, and please guys, help me. Art, I wish you weren't in Texas. I wish you were in Tennessee. He's coming in from Texas there. By the way, prayers still for Margaret. We got to get Margaret's shoulder a little bit better out there. She just had some surgery on it. But we are going to have February the 17th going to be at the press room. It's going to start at 1 o'clock. It's only going to last probably for a couple of hours. We really want time to be able to talk to everybody about the different types of trips. We do have some brochures. I think they are January's brochures, but they're basically the 2022-23. I have what is called the EVPs, which is the, I don't think I have the next. No, I don't. So we'll go back. These are some of the offerings, and I'm going to share that with you guys right here. But the EVP is where I've gone out and I've held groups. And with those groups, I've been able to get some better pricing. I've actually been able to go out in the ocean area and get into 2024. And you guys know that when I do that, I can get some pretty amazing deals. So this is February 17th. If you guys are going to be coming, put down there that you're going to. So hopefully a lot of people see that and say, oh, we've got to come, because I really would love to see a good crowd there. So let's talk about what we're going to offer. And again, this is a sneak peek as to what we're going to offer once Barry is coming in from Viking. Actually, we're going to have Barry and Tracy there. So we're going to have 2 Viking reps there. But Barry is going to be giving, now this is for what I call non-group bookings. So it's not where I've got special pricing. This is where you would just go to the catalog, or you would see something that's in a mailer that you got at home. He's going to, on top of all that, give you another $100 shipboard credit, and it will be good up through March 3rd. So he's giving you 2 weeks in order to book, in order to get that extra $100, which is $200 for the booking. Now, he's not going to do that on Expedition, Great Lakes, Mississippi, or Mekong, just to let you know on that. The Explorer sale's going on, which is the 2-for-1 deposit. So typically it's $500 per person. You put a deposit down. Now it's only $250. And this is all through the end of February. And then they've got something for wave season. Now the wave season promotion, because I know most of you guys over there are our past passengers. I'm sorry, a text coming in and I've got phone calls going off. So I'm trying not to, I should just pull it down. There you go. So just to let you know, if you're a past passenger, typically if you've sailed within the past year with them, which some of you have, I mean, I did last year, but not that many people were sailing last year, then instead of being a $200 past passenger, it would be $400. If you have it in the last year, then it's $100 typically, but now they're going to double that and make it $200. And then they're also for new guests. So if you're brand new to Viking, you've never booked with them, you can get a $200 shipboard credit. You combine that during the time frame with what Barry is offering, and you're looking at what? I can't do the math. $200 per person will be $300. And then there's their risk-free guarantee. So, and that we'll have to go back and look at. So each one has a different stipulation, but the risk-free guarantee is that, if you need to move it or change it up to a certain time frame, that they'll let you do that. So that's on non-group bookings. If we go to group bookings, okay, now the group bookings are what I call EVP, exclusive Viking prices with me. And those are going to be always lower than whatever Viking offers. So if Viking offers a certain price, and let's say my group rates at that, it'll still come down another $125. But typically a group rate is $125 per person. So it's $250 for the booking, less than. But those rates are frozen. And I think I've got a slide on that. So I'll kind of tell you what I mean by that in a minute. I can freeze the price. I cannot freeze the rooms because the ships are smaller. And as the room categories sell out, then we're out of luck. You still get the Explorer 2-for-1. You still get the Wave Season Pass passenger. You still get the risk free guarantee. And this is from me out of my pocket, is that if you want to jump on one of the groups and you're going to get the extra $125 or the better rate, I'm also going to give you the same that Barry's offering on regular bookings, but I'm going to give it to you on a group booking, but it's going to have to be within the next week. Only because it's called double dipping. So you're actually getting a double dip there. All right. And then we'll go through more of this in the meeting. Now, Art, I know that you like Viking. So just because you're on here, buddy, any and all of these definitely will apply to you down in Texas. Hello, Mr. Tom Keller from Cancun. You got to be getting ready to come back home here pretty soon, right, Tom? I hope you guys had a good time down there in Cancun. But he's just rubbing it in. He's coming back from Cancun. And here we sit, 21 degrees this morning. Thank you very much. All right. So what does that mean about group price protected look like? Okay. So I kind of wanted to give you this Australia, New Zealand. So we've got a group going out 2023 of January to Australia, New Zealand. I went online and I looked to see what the price of the lowest V2 category was. Vikings rate $74.99. Then I went to look to see what my group rate was. It's $65.74. If you're a past guest, you're going to get another $200 off of that. And if you're new, then you would get, I think, the $200. No, yeah. Yes. So you'd still get the past passenger even in the group. So basically that would be, and this is what I'm talking about, freeze these prices so far out. I held that group over 2 years ago. You would be saving over $1,100 and $2,500 per person on that trip. So just the reason why I do that. And this one I'm not going to go through. We'll go through it a little bit more if you guys want to go. The French balconies and above, you can get the Silver Spirits beverage. Now, these are specific months and these are specific trips. So like the Romantic Danube, the Rhine Getaway, Grand European Tour. If you book during for those months there that they're sailing, they're giving away this Silver Spirits beverage. And then I think some of them are even giving away some air deals. This is on the ocean, and this is where they're giving away some free air situations. Again, these are all specific agendas, and it all is on specific dates. So basically what that does is just come out to, is it a time period that you're wanting to go? And then we can find that out. So Tom said he's sitting at the airport now. So how was the trip? Was it good? I hope, I pray. And then we've got Celia on. So I'm kind of running back through who's all signed up because I removed me. How about that? So that's really it. It's just a quick snippet of what's going on in travel. Travel seems to be coming back. We got people in Cancun. I got people getting ready to go to Italy. We have a bunch of them on a cruise ship or gone on a cruise ship. We have many of you getting ready to go to London and so on and so forth. So if you have any questions, anybody have any questions out there? Deborah's there. Vedas is up in Big Stone Gap. We've got Miss Eloise there. I hope you guys all had a happy Valentine. And I think that's it. So that's the scoop. Hopefully we'll see everybody on Thursday. Tom, you guys, all of that group down there. Fly safe and talk to you soon. Bye.